Hey there guys, I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the Fantastic Four First Steps. So this is already the third release for the MCU movies. I think we've already seen Captain America Brave New World, Thunderbolts, and now the new Fantastic Four movie, which already is a span of 6 months. So it does seem that Marvel are definitely putting out more of these movies. So again, I've always kind of spoken my view of the popularity of superhero movies. I really do think they have died down, although there has been like some good movies like Superman and even Thunderbolts. So hopefully the new Fantastic Four movie was going to live up. And in my opinion, I would arguably say it's not as good as Superman and Thunderbolts, but I would say the Fantastic Four First Steps is better than Captain America Brave New World in terms of new releases of superhero movies this year. So in this movie you have your four main characters. You have Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, and Ben Grimm. And essentially they are four characters that make the Fantastic Four, that when they went up to space they developed their superpowers from a cosmic ray, and they protect everyone in the city of New York. They also have a New York Tower that replicates the Avengers Tower. And they are in a different universe. They're in Earth 828, which is different from the normal MCU universe that you're familiar with a lot of the movies, Earth 616. So this is set in a different universe, in a different timeline. I think I'd get confused with all this stuff. But anyways, it's a different universe. And essentially they are met with the Silver Surfer that gives a message to everyone in New York City that it's Doomsday because Galactus is going to come. I mentioned Doomsday. There is no Doctor Doom in this movie, so I already spoiled this movie for you. But you're going to have to wait till Avengers Doomsday to see Doctor Doom. So the Fantastic Four need to stop Galactus from doing that, and part of that it comes through negotiation that they want Reed Richards and Sue Storm's newborn child. That Galactus believe has cosmic ray powers, but Reed Richards and Sue Storm doesn't believe that the child does have it, and they don't want to give up their child to Galactus. Now, it's a very simple, basic story, but I don't think it's a well-developed story. So, how everything leads up to the events of it, I just think just happened for no reason, without explanation. So, one of the things I would say that I kind of do put my criticism with this movie is, essentially when they introduce Galactus, and they try and negotiate with him, the first thing he says, I need your child. Because he believes that the child has cosmic ray powers. But it doesn't really kind of explain like anything for the reasons why, and why the child is so important. So it felt like he's just there for just Sue Storm and Reed Richards' child, which makes kind of no sense to me. Like it was just like a thing that happened out of nowhere without explanation. A lot of the movies that I've seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, a lot of its story and narrative just seems to be things that happen without explanation. And I feel like it's just, everything is just a sort of a throwaway sort of line that they just try to throw in just to make events happen. It's, that's how I feel like when it comes across with this movie. But also, like, even despite that, there is a lot of pacing issues. I feel sometimes the way the movie develops is very slow. Most of the time you're just kind of watching the movie build up the emotions that you have the Fantastic Four and they're trying to find solutions to protect Earth to stop Galactus from coming. And Galactus isn't really like used a whole lot in this movie. And I think it's a bit of a shame because I think Galactus looks like a very cool character and could have been a very cool villain if they knew how to use him properly. But you don't really see much from him apart from really the end, which is like really the only good moment in this film. But also compared to the other superhero movies I've seen, like Superman and Thunderbolts, I don't think this movie has a lot of action in it. It's pretty lacking in terms of that, in terms of getting moments happening. And really the only real moment I feel in this movie is really the end, when Galactus finally makes his way to Earth, and essentially the Fantastic Four need to stop Galactus and stop him from taking Reed Richards and Sue Storm's child. So that's really like the only part of the movie that you really get into it, that where the actual excitement comes in. But you don't. But throughout the movie, I don't really feel like there was really much moments that you could really get from it. Like some of the other moments you would get is essentially where you have the Silver Surfer that knows her truth about how she was sort of consumed by Galactus to try and protect her land and her beings. You get that sort of scene in that movie that she kind of had to give herself up to Galactus to kind of protect her mankind. So that's kind of like some moments you really get in the movie, but again, it just doesn't. It didn't really add too much, apart from the fact that maybe now the Silver Surfer was who kind of was working with Galactus. Now she turns her back against him, and now she also has to try to stop him too with the Fantastic Four. Now I know I'm kind of spoiling this movie a little bit, but I feel like to illustrate my points, I kind of had to talk about these sort of things in the movie, because I do kind of question most of the writing and some of the pacing and structural issues with this movie, which I do feel do seem very apparent in this film that I just didn't really agree with. But I think for a lot of this movie, I think it's good. Like, I do like the action moment at the end when the Fantastic Four fight against Galactus. I think that was a good ending build-up. I also think the style that they did with Earth 828, which is this sort of futuristic 1950s style, works really well. And the acting performances are fine as well. Like, I didn't really have any complaints about it. I am a little bit tired of seeing Pedro Pascal in movies these days, because I feel like he's just somehow everywhere in every film or TV show I've seen. But he does play Reed Richards very well, whilst the other actors as well do well in their roles. Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, Ibn Moss-Bachrach, they all do well portraying their characters as well as the Fantastic Four. So I didn't really have any complaints when it came to the acting. But I still feel like if you guys like the MCU formula, I do think you will like the Fantastic Four First Steps. Now, I'm a little bit biased towards it because I am a little bit worn out with the formula, and I do kind of see like a lot of these issues with how they use the formula in terms of how they write these movies from a narrative and story perspective. I do question that, because I feel like every single time you watch an MCU movie, you just watch a product to just wait for the next one, which, again, I'm not personally a fan. I would wish they would try and complete a movie properly as a standalone film. But anyways, that's kind of my take on it. But yeah, I would say this movie is certainly better than Captain America Brave New World, in my opinion. But I don't think it's as good as Thunderbolts. I still feel like Thunderbolts was a good film that I was a little bit surprised about. And I think I preferred that movie to the new Fantastic Four. But yeah, I certainly would say this is definitely better than the 2015 Fantastic Four. So you got some approval from me from that perspective. But anyways, that's pretty much it for my my review and thoughts on the Fantastic Four First Steps. If you have watched this movie, I would like to hear your thoughts on this movie. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, dislike if you want to dislike. Thank you for watching. And yeah, that's about it. See you later.